This is a BSA Ultra silencer. Originally there would have been just one baffle and this spring would have been a little bit longer. I've got quite a few of these, so what I've done, I replaced the longer spring with a shorter front spring and put an extra baffle in. The noise reduction wasn't that great, the increase in reduction, so I thought about changing it. I kept the outer tube standard. I took away both of the baffles, took away both of the springs, and that left me with modifying the end cap and the muzzle end that fits on the rifle barrel. The first thing I done was reduce the thickness of the wall where the thread goes, not by much, just a little bit, but I also made it a little bit deeper. That obviously increases the volume that the silencer has got inside. The next thing I done was modified the part that goes onto the barrel. Originally what I done, this wider part here, I machined it down. The original idea was the spring fits on there, but as you see, that part where the thread is, this reduces the part in the silencer, so it decreases the amount of volume you've got. So I thought, take the spring off, reduce this down to the same diameter as that, and that would assist in the volume inside the silencer and just fit a longer spring, or increase the amount of baffles that was inside. With this particular style of silencer though, the part that fits over the barrel for the rifle that I wanted was too narrow, so I tried to turn that out. And what happened with this reduction and that increase, I ended up cutting off the threaded part that screws onto the barrel. So that was rejected obviously and scrapped. The next thing I done was left that alone, kept that as the same diameter you see now, and again tried to increase the diameter inside, and once again I still cut through and the threaded part detached, so that was two silencers that was scrapped. What I did instead, as you see here comparing to the standard one, I cut that off, leaving the thread there to screw into the silencer outer tube, and then inside I turned it out to increase the volume. Fairly simple to do. With the outer tube, instead of it originally going in like that and screwing in so that you'd end up with it looking like that, and if you look at that comparing to this one, the thread being to there, all that volume of the tube is now taken up with the material of the end cap, so you have very little space inside. With this end cap, turn it around, screw it in just so the thread is up to there. With the increased diameter inside there, the silencer now in effect starts back there. So with that screwed in to about there, as you see, the silencer doesn't start about there as it would with the original cap. It now starts there. That was the first modification I done. The second one that you could say is really different is I replaced the internal baffle with this one. Homemade, and compared to the baffle there where it's just hollowed out a bit, flat that end, hollow. What this is a solid piece of Delrin machined down, and there's holes, as you see, the part there where the bullet travels through, the tube there, has got individual holes so the air can escape into these small mini chambers. That one there, the fin I will call it, is quite thick, so that when the bullet enters the silencer from the rifle, it hits that part first. So using a rimfire, that receives the greatest blast, and due to the thickness is much stronger to withstand the blast. I've tried this design on an air rifle and it really didn't make any difference. It didn't seem to be a good design. So what I'm going to do now is, before I sell them all off and move on to something different, is just give it a quick try on my rimfire, give it a test and just see what it's like. But what I shall do, I shall leave it for now and compare it against another silencer and see how it goes. But if you're interested in making your own silencer or modifying the internals of silencers, it's just a thought that you can do things differently, you can alter things. Simply replace a few easily made cheap components and put your own in. If the experiment goes wrong, nothing lost. If it works, then you've got something much better and it's worth doing.